In a land far away under a sky that watched over the earth since time immemorial, there lived a king named Nimrod. His kingdom was vast, his palaces towering, and in his heart he believed he was not just a king, but a god. Imagine the time when kings were considered gods, their words law and their decrees destiny. Into this world of opulence and oppression, Prophet Ibrahim called out, a lone voice inviting people to worship not the creations of stone and the whims of men, but the one true creator. Namrud, upon his throne, heard of Prophet Ibrahim. Amused and intrigued, he summoned Prophet Ibrahim, setting the stage for a debate that would echo through the ages. The air was charged, the court silent, as the two met. One, a ruler who believed the sun rose at his command. The other, a humble man with God in his heart. Namrud, with the arrogance only absolute power can bestow, believed himself the lord of his people. He questioned Prophet Ibrahim, "Who is this Lord that you speak of so fervently?" Prophet Ibrahim, with a calm and steady voice, replied, "My Lord is the one who gives life and causes death." A statement that pointed to a power far beyond any mortal's reach, for only Allah can breathe life into the soul and decide when to take it away. However, Namrud, wrapped in his delusion of grandeur, planned a cunning deception to counter Prophet Ibrahim's truth. He summoned 2 prisoners from his dungeons, both sentenced to death. In a display of mock power, he released one and executed the other, then turned to the gathered crowd, proclaiming, "I give life and cause death." The people around him, blinded by their loyalty or perhaps their fear, failed to see the fallacy in Namrud's claim. Releasing a prisoner or executing one did not equate to controlling the essence of life and death. Realizing the depth of deception and the futility of arguing with those who chose not to see, Prophet Ibrahim presented a challenge that Namrud could not manipulate. He said, "Allah brings up the sun from the east." A simple statement of truth, highlighting a daily miracle that no human could claim to influence. Pushing Namrud into a corner, Prophet Ibrahim then challenged, "If you truly claim dominion over the universe, bring the sun up from the west." Namrud, faced with a challenge beyond his or any human's capacity, found himself speechless. The trickery and deception that had bolstered his false claims fell away, leaving him exposed to his own ignorance and the truth of Prophet Ibrahim's words. But the story doesn't end there. It gets more interesting after a quiet moment in an empty town. While everyone was out celebrating, Prophet Ibrahim decided to show them something important. He saw all the stone gods left alone and thought it was the perfect time to make a point. He walked up to these statues and asked, "Why don't you eat? Can't you talk?" Of course, the statues stayed silent. They couldn't respond. Filled with strong belief, Prophet Ibrahim broke all the statues except the biggest one. He thought, let's see if they think this big one did it. When people came back and saw the mess, they were furious. "Who messed with our gods?" they shouted. Prophet Ibrahim pointed to the big statue and said, "Maybe this big one knows since it's the only one not broken." People were puzzled by this but couldn't see the lesson Prophet Ibrahim was trying to teach them. The decision was made. Prophet Ibrahim would be cast into a fire so immense that it was said the heavens could see it blaze. The gathering of wood became a communal act, a misguided offering to their false gods. The fire they built was no ordinary flame. It roared with the fury of the unjust, a beast waiting to consume truth and courage alike. But the story of Prophet Ibrahim is one of miracles, of a faith so profound that even the fiercest fire could not singe his spirit. As Prophet Ibrahim was catapulted into the flames, a serene calm enveloped him. "Allah is sufficient for us, and He is the best disposer of affairs," his heart whispered. And in that moment, the fire, commanded by the Almighty, became cool and peaceful, a garden amidst the blaze. When Prophet Ibrahim emerged unscathed, the people were forced to confront a truth they had long denied. Some hearts turned towards the light of faith, but many remained lost in the shadows of their arrogance, including Namrud, still lost in his arrogance, refused to learn from what happened to Prophet Ibrahim. He went so far as to defy Allah directly, proclaiming himself the ruler of all on earth, challenging the authority of the heavens. "Tell your God I don't need him. I command everything on earth. If he can rule the heavens, then know that I rule the earth," he boasted to Prophet Ibrahim, even daring to challenge Allah to a battle, convinced his armies could support the sky itself if it fell. Prophet Ibrahim, with patience and wisdom given to him by Allah, conveyed this challenge. And so a day was set for this unprecedented battle. Namrud's armies gathered, ready to fight against the heavens. But what awaited them was something they could never have anticipated. Allah sent an army not of soldiers or weapons but of mosquitoes, a swarm vast and relentless. Imagine the scene as countless mosquitoes descended upon the battlefield, filling the air, swarming into the mouths, eyes, and ears of soldiers, their bites fierce and unending. The once mighty horses, terrified and uncontrollable, threw their riders and fled in panic. In just half an hour, Namrud's formidable army was decimated, reduced to chaos and ruin by the smallest of Allah's creatures. Namrud, the ruler who thought himself a god, watched his empire crumble. Fearing for his life, he fled to one of his castles and barricaded himself inside. Despite witnessing a miracle, his heart remained hard, too filled with pride to acknowledge the power of the one true God. But Allah had one more lesson for Namrud. A single mosquito, injured and unable to join the initial attack, was given a special mission: to deal with Namrud himself. This mosquito, limping and struggling, managed to sneak into the castle through a tiny keyhole and found Namrud. Resting on Namrud's knee, the mosquito seemed to mock him, reminding him of his claim to have the power of life and death. Namrud tried to kill it, but he couldn't. It was as if Allah was showing him that without his will, Namrud couldn't even kill a single mosquito. This once mighty ruler, who had arrogantly defied Allah, was now powerless against the smallest of his creatures. The situation turned from bad to horrifying. The mosquito flew up Namrud's nose and began to feast on his brain. Imagine the horror as Namrud, who had caused so much pain and suffering, now found himself in agony, beating his own head against walls, trying to stop the pain. He had shown no mercy to his enemies, and now in his darkest hour, he was alone, tormented by the consequences of his arrogance. Namrud appointed salaried officials to hit him on the head with mallets. The blows gave him a brief respite since they interrupted the insect's work. As soon as the mosquito began eating his brain once more, he would cry, "Help! Hit me!" He would get angry with those who did not hit him hard enough, while he increased the salaries of those who were hard hitters. The so-called God of the earth was being beaten by his own servants. One day, one of these servants wielded the mallet too hard, and Namrud met his end, not on a throne of gold, but in agony and disgrace. This story reminds us of the dangers of pride and arrogance. It shows us that no matter how powerful we think we are nothing without Allah's mercy. Namrud, who thought he was a god, was defeated by one of Allah's smallest creatures. It teaches us that true power lies in humility and submission to Allah, not in defiance or arrogance. I am nothing, He is everything. Share this story with others so they too can reflect on the power of humility and the folly of pride. Ameen.